Hello students, good morning. Last class we studied about animal husbandry, and today in this video I am going to teach you about plant breeding. India is an agricultural country and 62% of people are engaged in agriculture for their livelihood. And agriculture accounts for 32% of GDP in India. What is GDP? GDP is gross domestic product. What's the meaning of gross domestic product? It is the monetary value of all goods and services produced within a nation in a specified time. And in India, our population is increasing day by day. To feed the ever increasing population, we need more food products. The demand increases. Our farmers nowadays, they are practicing traditional farming and they adapt better management practices and they increase the area of agricultural land. Even then, if they adapt all these two methods, there is little increase in yield. But from the year 1960, due to Green Revolution, there is a drastic increase in yield. Do you know why? Because during this time, we practice plant breeding techniques. Due to plant breeding technique, the yield was high and also the crops were disease resistant. And the higher yield not only met our requirement, and it also helped us to export food products. This is due to plant breeding. What is plant breeding? See here, plant breeding is the purposeful manipulation of plant species in order to create desired plant types. So, plant breeding is purposeful manipulation. Purposefully, we handle the plants, we crossbreed the plants to create a desired plant that gives more yield and also it is disease resistant and it is better suited for cultivation. So plant breeding is the purposeful manipulation of plant species in order to create desired plant types that are better suited for cultivation, give better yield and are disease resistant. Conventional plant breeding dates back to 9,000 to 11,000 years ago. Many present-day crops are the result of domestication in ancient time. Ancestors, they domesticated wild crops and the present-day crops are the result of that domestication only. And they also practiced plant breeding. That is classical plant breeding. In this method, this classical plant breeding involves crossing of pure lines. They first they produce pure lines and then they crossbreed and then they select, in the hybrids they select the best one, the plants with the desirable traits. What are the desirable traits? Higher yield and high nutritional value and also disease resistant plants. They select, that is artificial selection. But in modern agriculture, Due to advancement in genetics, molecular biology and tissue culture, plant breeding is done by using molecular genetic tools. So by using molecular genetic tools, we get more yield. In plant breeding techniques, we produce new hybrids, and the hybrids, they have some special characters, desirable characters. What are the desirable characters the hybrids they have? And also we expect the desirable characters of plants generated by plant breeding includes increased crop yield, there is increase in yield of the crop, improved quality, and then increased tolerance to environmental stresses like salinity, extreme temperature and drought. And the hybrids are resistant to pathogens like virus, bacteria and fungi. And also they are increased tolerance to insect pests. Plant breeding techniques are carried out in a systematic manner in government institutions and commercial companies. There are different steps in plant breeding techniques. There are 5 main steps in plant breeding techniques. What are they? They are collection of variability, evaluation and selection of parents. Number 3 is cross hybridization among the selected parents. And then 4th is selection and testing of superior recombinants. And the last one is testing, release and commercialization of new cultivars. We'll study one by one. First, the collection of variability. What is collection of variability? We will study with an example. You take an example of a mango. There are different varieties of mangoes, and all these are variabilities. All these are varieties, and these varieties are due to alleles. Alleles of a gene. What are alleles? Slightly different form of a gene is an allele. So these varieties are due to alleles. So we are collecting different varieties. That means we are collecting all the alleles for all the genes in the given crop. And this collection of diverse alleles for all genes of a given crop is called germplasm collection. So first of all, we collect the varieties, that is collection of variability. And the next step is evaluation and selection of parents. The germplasm is evaluated, that is varieties are evaluated, and the plants with desirable combination of characters, plants with desirable characters are selected, and they are multiplied, and they are hybridized, and pure lines are created. So these parents are selected and multiplied, and they are hybridized, and pure lines are created. So now we have pure lines of parents. And next step is cross hybridization among the selected parents. For example, one parent has high quality of protein, and another parent has disease resistant capacity. When these two are hybridized, crossed, we get a hybrid. This hybrid, it has both the characters, both the desirable characters of parents. This hybridization is time consuming and also it is a tedious process. Hybridization, about hybridization, already we studied in chapter 2. Emasculation, what are different steps? Emasculation, then bagging, and then pollination, and then rebagging, all these methods. It is a time consuming process, and also it is a tedious process, and also we cannot expect that all the hybrids do combine the desirable characters. Usually only one in few hundred or one in 1,000 crosses shows the desirable combination. And the next step is selection and testing of superior recombinants. Now we have hybrids. We crossbreed the parents and then now we got a hybrid. And then among the hybrid, we select the best one or the superior one. And these superior ones, best ones, they are superior to both of the parents because they have the both advantageous characters of both the parents. And these progeny, that is superior progeny, are self-pollinated to get homozygosity, so that the characters will not get segregated in the next generation. So, fourth step is we select the best recombinants. Recombinants are hybrids, and these hybrids they are superior to both the parents, and these hybrids are self-pollinated to get homozygosity, so that the characters will not get segregated in the next generation. The last one is the testing, release and commercialization of new cultivars. These new hybrids, they test the new hybrids, they evaluate the new hybrids, whether they are giving more yield or whether they are disease resistant. They evaluate by growing them in research field first, and they record their performance under ideal fertilizer application, irrigation and other crop management practices. And after that, they are grown in farmer's field for at least 3 growing seasons. And after that, they are compared with the local crops. Definitely these hybrids will be superior than the local varieties. And then they are commercialized, the last step. In this way, plant breeding technique is practiced. These are the 5 main steps in plant breeding technique. Due to plant breeding technique, there is increase in the production of wheat, rice, sugarcane, millets and millets. In the year 1960 to 2000, wheat production increased from 11 million tons to 75 million tons, and rice increased from 35 million tons to 89.5 million tons. This increase in production is due to semi-dwarf varieties of wheat and rice. Semi-dwarf varieties, very short plants. The Nobel laureate Norman E. Borlaug at International Center for Wheat and Maize in Mexico, he produced this semi-dwarf variety. And in India, the different semi-dwarf varieties are Kalyan Sona and Sonalika. These Kalyan Sona and Sonalika are high yielding and disease resistant wheat varieties. IR8 is a hybrid of rice developed at International Rice Research Institute IRRI, Philippines, and also Taichung Native 1 from Taiwan. All these two are hybrid varieties of rice. The hybrid varieties of rice developed in India are Jaya and Ratna. The hybrid varieties of wheat produced in India are Kalyan Sona and Sonalika. And then in sugarcane, there are two different varieties of sugarcane. One is Saccharum barberi and another is Saccharum officinarum. The Saccharum barberi grows in North India. Saccharum officinarum grows in South India. This Saccharum barberi contains less amount of sugar, poor sugar content it has, and also yield is also less. But the Saccharum officinarum has thick stem and higher sugar content, but one thing, it did not grow well in North India. So one grow in North India and another in South India. They crossbreed these two and they get a hybrid, and that hybrid has thick stem and high yielding capacity, high sugar content, and also grows well in North India. So this hybrid variety, it produces more yield, and also it contains more sugar, and also it has thick stem. And the different hybrid millets that are grown in India are hybrid maize, hybrid jowar, and hybrid bajra. Maize, makacholam, jowar cholam, and then bajra is kambu. And these hybrid varieties of millets are successfully developed in India, and they are resistant to water stress. In this way, by practicing plant breeding technique, we get more yield to feed the ever increasing population. Next class, we will study about plant breeding for disease resistance and plant breeding for developing resistance to insect pests. Thank you, students.